I'm Bruce Marshall. This is the Brampton Now update for the week ending the January 30th, 31st weekend, 2021. Coming up, 1 year later, the Chief Medical Officer of Health for Peel, Dr. Lawrence Loh, with his thanks for what you have done. But the battle isn't over. We'll have comment from the doctor coming up. Details on that and more coming up on this Brampton Now update. Here's what's happening in Brampton. It's been a year. Dr. Lawrence Loh.
On January 23, 2020, Peel Public Health entered emergency operations in response to reports of a novel pneumonia outbreak first detected in Wuhan, China. On January 25, 2020, our colleagues at Toronto Public Health reported the first detected case of COVID-19 in Canada. A year later, we remain engaged in the longest emergency response Peel Public Health has undertaken since the founding of the region of Peel in 1974. Together with all of you in the community, we have made great strides in controlling and interrupting transmission of this disease. By staying home and limiting our interactions beyond our household, we together have saved lives, protected the healthcare system, and minimized the impacts of the pandemic in our wider community. The worst case scenarios that have been seen elsewhere have thankfully not come to pass.
But, Loh warns, no time to let our guard down.
But make no mistake, our situation does remain tenuous. 1 year later, we are at a critical turning point in our efforts. What we do now together will define our future.
Now, Dr. Loh asks us to maintain our discipline with protocols, and we'll do our part. But people who don't seem to be doing their part are our federal and provincial politicians. Again and again, Mayor Brown has been screaming, really, for paid sick days as a matter of health policy. Here's one reason why that's needed yesterday. Dr. Lawrence Loh.
An analysis that Peel Public Health recently undertook found that 25% of our cases since August worked at least 1 day while symptomatic. That means 1 in 4 Peel residents who later tested positive for COVID went to work sick.
And Mayor Brown, on the same issue, paid sick days.
There are people going to work when they shouldn't because they can't afford to miss a paycheck. Paid sick days save lives.
In a moment, I know it may be difficult to believe, but spring will come one day. And so too will Brampton's Backyard Garden program. Mayor Brown on that next on the Brampton Now update.
Food is life. For some in Brampton, food may be scarce during this crisis. Regeneration Brampton and Knight's Table are on the front lines of helping the vulnerable. Donations of food or money help them help those who need it the most. This is a challenge for everyone. Imagine if you also had to find food. Visit regenbrampton.com or knightstable.org to see how you can help.
This is the Brampton Now update. I'm Bruce Marshall. The enormously popular Backyard Garden program from 2020 is coming back. The brainchild of farmer Doug Willens, one of our city councillors.
We've got some lettuce growing now that'll be ready soon. We've got some kale, we've got some bok choy, we've got some celery, onions, and most of this will be going to the food banks, and hopefully this is going to inspire others that started their backyard program to do the same.
Mayor Brown with details of this year's program.
I also want to share an update that the Backyard Garden program we've officially announced will be back again this spring. Now last year, understanding there was a stay-at-home order, we launched our first ever Backyard Garden program. It was the brainchild of Councillor Doug Willens, and I was blown away. 10,000 residents wanting to participate, build backyard gardens. It's great for the environment, it's great for food security, and because it's so popular, we're bringing the program back this spring.
And here's where to get details on the garden program.
And you can sign up now at brampton.ca/backyardgarden.
In a moment, mental health on the minds of many this week. Mayor Brown with details on where you can go for support. That's next on the Brampton Now update.
This is your invitation to hear our stories, to engage in our traditions, and connect with our history. Connections as varied as the land. Come experience our country's heritage. Find and book your authentic Indigenous experience at indigenouscanada.travel.
I'm Bruce Marshall. This is the Brampton Now Update. Mental health on the minds of many this week. Mayor Brown addressed it at the weekly press conference with an important reminder about where you can turn for help.
I'd like to remind everyone that there are a variety of services available for residents during this difficult year. And if you want to have someone to talk to, you want to reach out for non-emergency services, I encourage everyone to call 211. This is a free and confidential service that connects individuals and families to a complete range of non-emergency services like health and mental health supports, financial assistance, senior support, and many other services.
The mayor also announcing another COVID testing site.
As you know, we now have testing at Embassy Grand, the COVID-19 testing site at 8800 Gore Road at Queen.
And that's the Brampton Now Update for this week. Please subscribe to the Brampton Now Update channel on YouTube or follow #MarshallMinute on Facebook for lots of Brampton need to know that you won't find anywhere else. Your comments and suggestions are always welcome. And if you've got a Brampton story to tell, get in touch with me through the channel you're watching on right now. Stay strong, Brampton. Brampton strong. We're all in this together. I'm Bruce Marshall. Thanks for watching Brampton Now Update.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.